Hey everyone, Peaceful here for a new kind of soft series, I'm calling it, called Lunchtime Conversations. First of all, get this out of the way. I'm at school during lunch, about 15 minutes left in lunch, so there's going to be background noise, probably. I don't know how good my computer microphone is, so sorry for the bad camera, background noise, but I'm just going to kind of do maybe one of these every week, maybe two, and just kind of talk about different stuff in MetaZoo. Today I kind of want to break down what I got from the New Year Celebration tournament and what I think the future of the meta could hold in store. So I have the tournament document up on the side, and I'll be putting some graphics on screen, I'm sure, in editing. So first, just a very basic breakdown. We had, I think, about 30% of the meta, 27.4 being water decks, mostly Level and Lockdown, about 14 of those. About 15.7% of the meta, 8 decks, Quest, 7 decks, 13.7% were both Fearsome Critters and then also Frost. We had 6 Dark decks and then 4 Flame, 2 Cosmic. We had 2 Multi-Aura. I know one of them is Frost Water since I played against it. I don't know what the other one is. And 1 Light. So we know the meta breakdown. We don't know the win rates. I would have liked to be able to share with you the win rate matrix, meaning win rate for each deck against every other deck, but for some reason, MetaZoo Games or Damien and Kevin tournament organizers decided either not to share that and not to share the hard data so I can make it myself. I'm not sure why. I'm sure they have a good reason, but that sadly just isn't information I can share with you to help break down further. So yeah, I'm going to put that graphic up on screen. I'm just going to talk about the meta. Of course, also, we all know who won. Herman won with Loveland Lockdown. We had finals against Rice Kate on Frost. The top 8, I believe, was 5 Loveland Lockdown, 2 Frost, 1 Forest. But I kind of see the meta going 2 ways. So I think clearly the deck that dominated this event was Loveland Lockdown. We saw a good showing from Frost. So in terms of Loveland Lockdown, we could see one of 2 things. First thing we could see is kind of a similar thing happened to it that happened initially, like way back in the first few tournaments with Quetz, where it put up good showings and people keep on playing it. So we could see that increase to maybe 40%, even 50% of the field, so it could be good to prepare against it. On the other hand, everyone knows it's a good deck, everyone's going to prepare against it. It could be that no one wants to risk playing it because they believe there are cleaner answers. It's not, by any standards, an unbeatable good deck, so there are certainly other answers. So either of those things could happen. So we could see it decrease because people are too scared to play it since everyone has an answer, or we could see people just try to beat the meta, so not play it, or we could see it increase. And then for Frost, since Frost was only about 14% of the meta, I don't think Frost was established previous to this tournament very well, so I do think we're definitely going to see an increase in Frost being played, not just the version that Rice Kate played with Ami Cooks. We might see a resurgence of Snow Snake, a resurgence of Qualipala Chanu Frost counter decks. I do think Frost is going to increase. So out of those 2 options, I think, in my opinion, we're going to see a decline of Loveland Lockdown, and I think my reasoning and my heuristics for this is what we saw with Quetz. So I think we're going to see an increase and a decrease. When Quetz was insanely dominant in the Cryptid Nation meta. It was probably 50 to 60% of the field for most events, especially online events. Everyone was playing Quetz. It was very good. Nightfall came out. For the first few weeks, we still saw a lot of Quetz, lots of people playing Quetz, lots of people winning with Quetz, because it was just a well-established deck. New players were coming in, saw how good it was, and kept on playing it. But then we saw a decline around this tournament and previous tournaments where people realized there were very clean answers, there were other powerful decks. In this tournament, Quest was still the second most played deck, but it was only 16% versus Forest and Frost, which only had 1 less deck. So Quest is definitely still a good deck, but not as dominant. So we saw a sharp increase in Quest and then a slow decline. I think this was kind of the tournament where Loveland got established. It was a big tournament. Loveland did very well. I think we're going to see a sharp increase, might go up to 40%, 50%. Lots of people are going to be playing Loveland. Then I think what we're going to see is the resurgence of counter decks. Earth can be very good against Loveland. Light can be good against Loveland. Frost can be good against Loveland. There are lots of different builds that are good against Loveland. So we're going to see lots of Loveland and then lots of those. And then the Loveland players are going to probably start declining at some point. I think we'll get to the point where Loveland might be 20, 15%. And I do think, in my opinion, one of the new most dominant decks is going to be Frost, because it's complex to play, and it just has lots of really good matchups with only a few bad matchups. So those are my predictions. This is kind of just, again, a series where I'm just going to be rambling about random topics in MetaZoo. Today I decided to ramble about the meta and my predictions for the future of it. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any comments, comment them down below. I'm glad to talk about the meta in comments or in Discord DMs. I'm always happy to talk. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was informative in some way. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye.